The conference room smells like expensive leather, and the faint trace of cigar smoke that no amount of air purification can completely erase. I'm balancing 3 boxes of Italian pastries from Veniero's, a portfolio tucked under my arm, and the rapidly dying hope that this meeting will actually happen. My client, a nervous bakery owner named Mrs. Chen, who's being squeezed out by a development company that's really just a front for something much darker, sits beside me, wringing her hands. "Ms. Harper, maybe we should go," she whispers. "This was a mistake." I want to agree with her. Every instinct I have as a small business consultant tells me that walking into Caruso Holdings headquarters was roughly equivalent to walking into a lion's den covered in steak sauce, but Mrs. Chen's bakery has been in Chinatown for 40 years. Her grandmother started it, her mother expanded it, and now some faceless corporation is trying to force her out with building code violations that mysteriously appeared after she refused to sell. So here we are, in the lion's den, covered in steak sauce. The door opens. He's not what I expected. I'd prepared myself for someone older, gray-haired, overweight, wearing too much cologne and too many rings, the kind of man who calls women sweetheart and thinks it's charming. Instead, the man who enters is maybe 35, tall enough that I have to tilt my head back slightly, and wearing a charcoal suit that probably costs more than my car. His dark hair is pushed back from his face, still slightly damp like he recently showered, and his eyes, dark brown, almost black, assess me with the kind of intelligence that makes my stomach flip. Not attraction, I tell myself. Definitely not attraction. Just awareness, predator recognition, fight-or-flight response. "Ms. Harper." His voice is deep, with the faintest trace of an accent smoothed by expensive education. "And Mrs. Chen, thank you for coming." He doesn't sound threatening. That's somehow worse. "Mr. Caruso." I stand, extending my hand. Professional, confident, completely unaffected by the way his fingers are warm when they close around mine, or how his handshake is firm but not crushing, the grip of someone who knows exactly how much force to apply. "Thank you for seeing us. Salvatore, please." He releases my hand, gestures to the chairs across from his desk. "Sit. Can I offer you coffee? Water?" "We're fine," I say. At the same moment, Mrs. Chen says, "Water would be nice." He smiles slightly, just one corner of his mouth, and presses a button on his phone. "Elena, 3 waters, please." The waters arrive within 30 seconds, delivered by an elegant woman in her 50s, who gives Mrs. Chen a warm smile and me a look that says, "Be careful, little girl." I appreciate the warning, even as I ignore it. So. Salvatore sits in the chair beside me instead of behind his desk, which throws me off. It's a power move, but a subtle one, eliminating the barrier between us, forcing proximity, making this feel like a conversation between equals when we both know it isn't. "You wanted to discuss the property at 47 Bayard Street." "Your company is harassing my client," I say, because I've never been good at easing into things. 3 building inspections in 2 months, each one finding violations that weren't there the previous week, a sudden rent increase of 40%. And yesterday, someone spray-painted "sell" across her storefront. That's unfortunate. His face reveals nothing. "Have you filed a police report?" "The police said it was vandalism, probably kids." "Probably." Except the security camera footage shows 2 men in their 30s, wearing leather jackets with Caruso Holdings logos on them. Something flickers in his eyes, surprise, maybe, or respect. That's a serious accusation. It's a factual observation. I pull the printed screenshot from my portfolio, slide it across the small table between us. "Recognize them?" He looks at the photo for a long moment. When he looks back at me, his expression has shifted into something harder. "Ms. Harper, I employ over 300 people across various enterprises. I don't personally oversee every warehouse worker and driver." "These aren't warehouse workers." I lean forward, and his eyes drop to my mouth for just a second before returning to my eyes. My pulse kicks up, and I hate my body for that reaction. "These are men who work directly for your acquisitions department. I did my research, Mr. Caruso. Excuse me, Salvatore. The way I say his name is definitely not respectful. It's pointed, challenging. He seems to appreciate that, because the corner of his mouth lifts again. You're very thorough. I'm very protective of my clients. Mrs. Chen's bakery has been in her family for 40 years. She's not selling. Everyone has a price, Ms. Harper. Not everything is for sale. Everything, he says softly, is for sale. It's just a matter of finding the right currency. The words should sound threatening. Instead, they sound like a promise, and I don't know what to do with that. We're holding eye contact now, and it feels like a competition. Whoever looks away first loses. I can smell his cologne from here, something woody and expensive with an underlying note of citrus. His hands are folded in his lap, completely relaxed, while mine are clenched around the portfolio hard enough that my knuckles are white. Mrs. Chen clears her throat softly. I break eye contact first. He wins. Mrs. Chen, Salvatore says, turning his attention to her with a gentleness that surprises me. I apologize for any distress my company has caused you. That was never the intention. Then what was the intention? I interject. He doesn't look at me. I'm speaking to Mrs. Chen. It's a dismissal, and it sets my teeth on edge, but Mrs. Chen is nodding, her nervous hands finally still. The building needs renovations, he continues. Significant ones. The electrical system is outdated. The plumbing is failing. These aren't harassment tactics. They're legitimate safety concerns. Concerns that conveniently appeared after she refused to sell. Now he does look at me, and there's heat in his eyes. Not anger, something else. Ms. Harper, I'm trying to have a civilized conversation. So am I. Civilized doesn't mean dishonest. No, he agrees. It doesn't. We're staring at each other again, and the air in the room feels charged. Mrs. Chen is looking between us like she's watching a tennis match. I have a proposal, Salvatore says finally. I'll cover the cost of all necessary renovations. Mrs. Chen keeps her bakery. In exchange, Caruso Holdings takes a minority stake, 20%, and handles the property management. I open my mouth to argue, but Mrs. Chen beats me to it. Why would you do that? She asks. You could just force me out. I could, he acknowledges. But I don't want to. I grew up in that neighborhood, Mrs. Chen. I remember your grandmother's almond cookies. She used to give me one every Saturday when my mother sent me to buy bread. Mrs. Chen's eyes well up. Your little Sal? Teresa's boy? His expression softens in a way that transforms his entire face. Yes, ma'am. Your mother was so proud of you. You went to college, she said, made something of yourself. I did. He doesn't elaborate on what exactly he made of himself. So you see, I have no desire to erase the neighborhood I came from. I just want to make sure it's safe, that it thrives. It's a good speech, almost believable. I want to believe it. But I've seen the reports. I know what Caruso Holdings really is, a legitimate front for a very illegitimate family business. And men like Salvatore Caruso don't preserve neighborhood bakeries out of sentimentality. They do it because it's good PR, or because they're laundering money, or because they want something else. I just can't figure out what he wants. Mrs. Chen, I say carefully, can you give us a moment? She nods, standing. Salvatore stands with her, manners ingrained so deeply they're automatic, and walks her to the door. Elena will get you some of those almond cookies we have in the executive kitchen. I think you'll find they're not quite as good as yours. When he closes the door and turns back to me, the gentleness is gone. You don't trust me, he observes. Should I? Probably not. He leans against his desk, crossing his arms. The posture should make him look casual, but instead it draws attention to his shoulders, the way his jacket fits. I drag my eyes back to his face. But I'm not lying to Mrs. Chen. I don't want her bakery. Then why the harassment? I didn't order it. His jaw tightens, but I'll find out who did. And it will be handled. The way he says handled makes ice slide down my spine. I don't want anyone hurt. Neither do I, Ms. Harper. I'm not a monster. Just a criminal. The words are out before I can stop them. His eyes go flat. "Careful," he says softly. "Or what?" I stand. And we're too close now. I can feel the heat coming off his body. "You'll have me spray painted? Inspected? What's your currency for consultants who ask too many questions?" "I don't threaten women." His voice is hard now, all the earlier warmth gone. "No matter how reckless they're being." "Reckless? I'm protecting my client." "You're antagonizing a man you think is dangerous while standing in his private office with the door closed. That's not protection, Harper. That's stupidity." He's right, and I hate that he's right. My heart is hammering against my ribs, and I can't tell if it's fear or adrenaline or something worse. His eyes drop to my throat, where I'm sure he can see my pulse racing, then back to my face. "You're not stupid," he says, quieter now. "So why are you acting like it?" "Because Mrs. Chen's grandmother gave you cookies, and you grew up eating her bread, and you're still trying to steal her building." My voice shakes slightly. "Because men like you take and take and take, and you wrap it in pretty words about safety and neighborhood preservation, but it's still theft." "Men like me," he repeats. "You don't know anything about men like me." "I know enough." "Do you?" He pushes off the desk, and I should step back, but I don't. He stops inches away. "Tell me, Harper, what do you know?" "That you smell like cedar and citrus, that your eyes have gold flecks in them when the light hits right, that I've been attracted to exactly 3 men in my entire life, and you're rapidly becoming the 4th, which is possibly the worst professional decision I've ever made. I know you're trying to intimidate me," I say instead, "and it's not working." "I'm not trying to intimidate you." His voice drops even lower. "If I were trying to intimidate you, Piccola, you'd know it." The Italian endearment slides through me like honey. I don't speak Italian, but I know that one. "Little one." It should be condescending. It's not. "Don't call me that." "Why not?" "Because I'm not yours to nickname." "No," he agrees, but he doesn't move. "You're not mine at all." Pity. The word hangs between us, loaded with implications I don't want to examine. I should leave. I should grab Mrs. Chen and get out of this building and never come back. I should definitely not be noticing the way his breath smells like mint, or wondering if his hair is as soft as it looks, or thinking about what those hands would feel like on my skin. The door opens. We spring apart like guilty teenagers. Elena stands in the doorway, her expression carefully neutral in a way that says she saw everything and is pretending she didn't. "Mr. Caruso, your 2:00 is here." "Cancel it." "Sir, it's—" "Cancel it, Elena." She nods and withdraws. I use the interruption to put the width of the room between us, grabbing my portfolio like it's a shield. "I should go." "You should," he agrees, "but we're not finished." "Mrs. Chen's situation—" "I meant us." He straightens his cuffs, a gesture so casual it somehow feels more intimate than touching. "We're not finished, Harper. There is no us. Not yet." The confidence in those 2 words should irritate me. Instead, they make heat pool low in my belly, and I need to leave before I do something catastrophically stupid like ask him what he means by that. "I'll draft the contract for Mrs. Chen," I say, professional mask sliding back into place. 20% minority stake. Caruso Holdings covers all renovation costs. She maintains full operational control. I'll need that in writing by Friday. "You'll have it by Wednesday." He walks to his desk, pulls out a business card, writes something on the back. When he hands it to me, his fingers brush mine deliberately. "My personal number, in case you need anything." "I won't." "You will." He says it with absolute certainty. "And when you do, Harper, call me, day or night." I look at the card. His handwriting is surprisingly elegant, the numbers written in a neat slant. I should throw it away. I should definitely not put it in my pocket. I put it in my pocket. "Goodbye, Salvatore?" "For now," he corrects. "Just for now, Piccola." I leave before he can see how those words affect me. 3 days later, I'm in my apartment at 11 p.m., 3 glasses of wine deep, when my phone rings. Unknown number. I answer it anyway, because I make questionable decisions, apparently. Harper. His voice is rough, urgent. I need your help. Salvatore? I sit up too fast, and the wine spins in my head. How did you get my personal number? That doesn't matter. Where are you? Home. Why? What's your address? Every survival instinct I possess tells me not to answer that question, but there's something in his voice, not fear exactly, but something close to it, something that overrides my common sense. I give him my address. Lock your door, he says. Don't open it for anyone but me. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Salvatore, He's already hung up. I spend the next 14 minutes spiraling, checking that my door is locked, looking out my fourth-floor window at the street below, trying to convince myself to call 911 or my brother or literally anyone else. Instead, I change out of my wine-stained pajamas into jeans and a sweater, brush my teeth, and attempt to look like I wasn't just drinking alone on a Wednesday night. The knock comes at exactly 14 minutes and 30 seconds. I check the peephole. It's him, but he looks different. His tie is gone, his shirt unbuttoned at the collar, and there's something dark on his sleeve that might be blood. My hand is on the deadbolt before I think better of it. He slips inside, and I smell copper underneath his cologne. Are you hurt? I'm already reaching for him, checking him over like I have any medical training whatsoever. Not my blood. He catches my hands, holds them still. Harper, listen to me. Someone knows about you. What? Someone knows I met with you. That we... He stops, recalibrates. That I'm protecting Mrs. Chen's bakery. They think you're leverage. The word leverage makes my stomach drop. Leverage for what? For making me do what they want. His hands are still holding mine, warm and solid. There's a situation, a business disagreement. They think threatening you will change my mind. Will it? His eyes meet mine, and there's something raw in them. Yes. The admission seems to cost him. I pull my hands free, wrap my arms around myself. So what do? Call the police? The police can't help you with this. Then what? He's quiet for a long moment. You come with me. Excuse me? Tonight. Now. You pack a bag, and you come with me somewhere safe until this is resolved. Absolutely not. I'm already shaking my head. I'm not going anywhere with you. I don't even know you. You know enough. He moves into my space again, and I'm backed against the door. You know I'm dangerous. You know I'm connected. You know that the people who want to hurt you to get to me are worse than anything you've imagined. So you're going to make a choice right now, Harper. You can stay here and hope they're bluffing, or you can trust me to keep you safe. Some choice. It's the only one you have. He's right, and we both know it. I close my eyes, take a shaky breath. If I do this, if I go with you, I want your word that Mrs. Chen stays protected. Whatever this business disagreement is, she doesn't pay for it. You have my word. The word of a criminal. The word of a man who keeps his promises. His hand comes up, cups my jaw. I won't let anything happen to you. Or to her. On my mother's memory, Harper. I swear it. The invocation of his mother should sound manipulative. Instead, it sounds sacred. I open my eyes, find him watching me with an intensity that steals my breath. How long? A week, maybe 2. I have clients, meetings, a life, which you'll still have when this is over, but not if you stay here tonight. I think about arguing, about calling his bluff, about a dozen other options that are probably smarter than getting into a car with a man I met 3 days ago who just admitted he's being threatened by people worse than him. Instead, I hear myself say, I need 10 minutes to pack. His exhale is pure relief. Take 15, I'll check the stairwell. He's gone before I can change my mind. I pack in a daze, toiletries, clothes, laptop, chargers. My hands are shaking so badly I can barely zip the suitcase. This is insane. This is the kind of decision that women in horror movies make right before everything goes terribly wrong. But the alternative is staying here alone, waiting for nameless threats to materialize, and that feels even worse. When I emerge from my bedroom, Salvatore is standing by my window, phone pressed to his ear, speaking rapid Italian. He sees me and ends the call. Ready? No, but let's go anyway. His almost smile returns. That's my girl. I should correct him. Tell him I'm not his anything, but as he takes my suitcase and his hand finds the small of my back, guiding me into the hallway, the words don't come. Outside, there's a black SUV idling at the curb, windows tinted, engine running. A man I don't recognize holds the back door open. Salvatore hands him my suitcase, helps me into the car, slides in beside me. The door closes, the locks engage, and just like that, I've left my life behind. Where are we going? I ask as the SUV pulls into traffic. Somewhere safe. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I can give you right now. His hand finds mine in the darkness. Trust me, Piccola. I look down at our joined hands. His thumb is drawing small circles on my palm, and I don't know if he's aware he's doing it. It should feel presumptuous. Instead, it feels grounding, like he's anchoring me to something solid while my entire world tilts. I don't trust you, I whisper. I know. His thumb keeps moving in those maddening circles. But you came anyway. That just makes me stupid. No? He says quietly. It makes you brave. I don't feel brave. I feel terrified, reckless, and increasingly aware of how close we're sitting in this back seat, how his cologne fills the small space, how his hand is warm and calloused, and somehow exactly what I need right now. The drive takes 40 minutes. We don't talk. The radio plays something classical, Vivaldi maybe, and the city lights give way to darkness, trees, a long driveway lined with lampposts, iron gates that open automatically. When the SUV stops, I see a house that's too big to be called a house. Estate, maybe. Compound, the kind of place that appears in architecture magazines with articles about old money and older secrets. This is where you live? My voice sounds small. One of the places. He helps me out of the car, and the night air is cold enough that I shiver. His jacket is around my shoulders immediately, heavy and warm and smelling like him. Come on, I'll show you your room. Inside is all marble and dark wood and artwork that's probably worth more than my yearly salary. A woman in her 60s appears, gray hair pulled back, kind eyes, wearing an apron. This is Lucia, Salvatore says. She runs the house. Lucia, this is Harper. She's my guest. Lucia's eyes narrow slightly, assessing me, and then she smiles. Welcome, Cara. Are you hungry? I have ribollita on the stove. I realize I haven't eaten since lunch. Yes, actually. Thank you. Good. You're too thin. She pats my cheek like she's known me for years, not seconds. I'll bring you a tray. Salvatore, you show her the blue room. It's not a suggestion. He nods, takes my suitcase, leads me up a curved staircase that's straight out of a period drama. The blue room is on the second floor, at the end of a long hallway, and it's bigger than my entire apartment. 4-poster bed, sitting area, fireplace, French doors leading to a balcony. Bathroom through there, he says, pointing. Closet is walk-in. If you need anything. Why did you really bring me here? He sets down my suitcase, turns to face me. I told you, you're not safe. You could have arranged security at my apartment, a hotel room, police protection. I pull off his jacket, hold it out. But instead you brought me to your home. Why? He doesn't take the jacket. Because here, I can protect you myself. Or because here, you can control me. Harper, I'm not stupid, Salvatore. I know what this is. You put me somewhere I can't leave, somewhere I'm dependent on you, somewhere... He crosses the space between us in 2 strides, and suddenly I'm backed against the bedpost. You think I want to control you? Don't you? What I want, he says, low and rough, is to know you're breathing, that you're safe, that whatever bastards are using you to get to me can't touch you. His hand comes up, brushes hair back from my face. What I want, Piccola, is to not spend every second of the next week imagining what they do to you to hurt me. Why? My voice is barely a whisper. Why do you care? Because when you walked into my office 3 days ago, ready to go to war for a bakery owner you barely know, I thought, Here's someone who fights. His thumb traces my cheekbone. And I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since. I can't think when he's this close. We don't know each other. Then we'll learn. His forehead drops to mine and we're breathing the same air. Stay, Harper. Not because I'm forcing you, because you want to. I don't want to. Liar. He's right. God help me, he's right. I do want to stay. I want to learn what happens when we're not separated by professional boundaries and 3 feet of safety. I want to know if his kiss would taste like the mint I smelled earlier or like something darker. I want things I absolutely should not want. This is insane, I whisper. Yes. You're a criminal. Yes. I should run. You should. His nose brushes mine, but you won't. The knock on the door breaks the moment. We spring apart, again, and Lucia enters with a tray laden with soup, bread, wine, and what looks like tiramisu. Eat, she orders, setting it on the small table by the fireplace. Both of you, you're giving me anxiety with all this tension. Salvatore laughs, actually laughs, and it transforms him, makes him look younger, less dangerous. Yes, ma'am. And you. Lucia points at me. He's not as bad as he thinks he is. Give him a chance. She leaves before I can respond to that. She's terrifying, I say. She raised me after my mother died. Terrifying doesn't begin to cover it. He gestures to the table. Eat. We can argue about whether you should run away after. The soup is incredible, rich and hearty and exactly what I need. The wine is better. We eat in silence, and it's surprisingly comfortable. Like we've done this before. Like this is normal, instead of completely insane. When's your birthday? I ask suddenly. He looks up, surprised. Why? Because I just realized I'm staying in a stranger's house, and I don't even know basic things about you. So, birthday. November 7th. He tears off a piece of bread. You? March 15th? Siblings? 1 sister. Married, 3 kids. Lives in Vermont of all places. His expression softens. She got out, made something normal. Do you wish you had? Sometimes? He meets my eyes. Today, no. The implication hangs there. I busy myself with the tiramisu to avoid responding. What about you? He asks. Family? Brother. He's an accountant in Jersey. We talk every Sunday and he tells me I work too much. I lick mascarpone off my fork and catch Salvatore staring at my mouth. What? Nothing. But his voice is rough. You should get some sleep, it's late. Where's your room? Why, Piccola? Planning to visit? The teasing in his voice makes me blush, which is ridiculous. I'm planning to lock my door. Smart woman. He stands, and I realize how tired he looks. There are shadows under his eyes, tension in his shoulders. My room is down the hall, 3rd door on the left. If you need anything, I won't. Call me anyway. He moves toward the door, pauses. Harper? Yeah? Thank you for trusting me. I know it's not easy. I don't trust you, I remind him. Not yet, he agrees. But you will. After he leaves, I lock the door, take a shower that's way too long, put on pajamas and climb into a bed that's way too comfortable. I should be terrified. I should be planning my escape. Instead, I lie there thinking about the way he said my girl like it was inevitable, like I was already his, and we were both just waiting for me to figure it out. Day 3. At the estate. I've been here 3 days, and I still haven't left. Not because I can't. Salvatore made it clear I'm not a prisoner, but because every time I think about leaving, something stops me. A conversation over breakfast. The way he looks at me when he thinks I'm not watching. The fact that my laptop has perfect Wi-Fi and Lucia's cooking is better than any restaurant in the city. Or maybe it's because I'm a coward, and leaving means admitting this is real. Today is his birthday. I only know because Lucia mentioned it while we were making bread this morning. Apparently, I'm learning to cook now, which is its own kind of surreal. She said it casually, like it wasn't important, but then added, "He doesn't celebrate. Not since his mother died on his birthday 15 years ago. Which is why, at 9 p.m., I'm standing in his kitchen with flour on my hands and a chocolate cake cooling on the counter. It's probably a terrible idea. He'll probably think I'm overstepping, but the image of him spending his birthday alone, weighted down by grief, was too much. I've just finished the frosting when he walks in. "What are you doing?" He's wearing dark jeans and a black Henley, his hair damp from a shower, and he looks so much younger than the man I met in that conference room. "Making a cake." I wipe my hands on a towel. "It's your birthday." "Lucia told you." "She did." He's quiet for a long moment, watching me with an expression I can't read. "You didn't have to do this." "I know." I pick up the piping bag I prepared, squeeze white frosting onto the dark chocolate surface. My handwriting is terrible, but I manage to write, "Make a wish." When I look up, his eyes are too bright. "Harper, I know you don't celebrate," I say quickly. "And I'm sorry about your mother. I can't imagine losing someone on what should be a happy day. But I thought, maybe it doesn't have to be sad forever. Maybe it can be both. Missing her and still finding a reason to smile." He crosses the kitchen in 3 strides, and suddenly his hands are cupping my face, and his forehead is against mine, and he's breathing hard like he just ran a marathon. "You're killing me," he whispers. "Do you know that? I made you a cake. I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of murder." He laughs, but it sounds pained. "I want to kiss you." My heart stops. "Then why don't you?" "Because once I start, Piccola, I won't stop, and you deserve better than being kissed in my kitchen by a man who's lied to you about a dozen things." "What things? It doesn't matter." He pulls back, and the loss of his warmth is visceral. "Tell me to make a wish." It takes me a second to remember the cake. "Right, make a wish." He looks at the cake, at the words I wrote, at me, and then he says, so softly I almost miss it, "You." The word lands between us like a grenade. "What?" "My wish. It's you." His eyes are dark, intense, completely serious. "You asked what I want, Harper. I want you here, in my kitchen, making me birthday cakes I don't deserve. I want you arguing with me about business deals and looking at me like I'm dangerous and still staying anyway. I want you to trust me, even though you're right not to. I want—" He stops, shakes his head. "I want things I have no right to want." I should back away. Remind him we barely know each other. Point out all the reasons this is a terrible idea. Instead, I hear myself say, "Kiss me." "Harper, you said you want me. Prove it." His control snaps. One second I'm standing by the counter, and the next I'm lifted onto it, his body between my thighs, his mouth on mine. The kiss is not gentle. It's hungry, desperate, like he's been starving and I'm the first meal he's seen in weeks. His hands are in my hair, on my jaw, sliding down to my waist and pulling me closer. I taste mint and frustration, and something darker, need, maybe, or possession. When he pulls back, we're both breathing hard. "We shouldn't do this," he says, but his thumb is tracing my lower lip. "Probably not." "You should go back to your room." "Should I?" "Yes." But he's leaning in again, pressing kisses to my jaw, my neck, the spot behind my ear that makes me gasp. "Tell me to stop." "No." He groans, forehead dropping to my shoulder. "You're going to ruin me." "Good." I thread my fingers through his hair, and it's as soft as I imagined. "Maybe we'll ruin each other." He lifts his head, and there's something vulnerable in his eyes. "You don't know what you're saying." I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm tired of being careful. I'm saying I don't care that this is complicated or dangerous or probably a terrible idea. I'm saying— I pull him closer until our lips are almost touching. I'm saying, "Kiss me again, Salvatore, and don't stop this time." "Harper, stop thinking. For once, just—" He kisses me again, and this time it's slower, deeper. His hands slide under my shirt, warm against my skin, and I arch into his touch. The cake is forgotten. The world is forgotten. There's only this, his mouth, his hands, the way he whispers my name like a prayer. When we finally break apart, I'm dizzy. "Happy birthday," I whisper. He laughs breathlessly. "Best birthday I've ever had." "Even though your mother—" I stop, realizing how insensitive that sounds. But he shakes his head. "She would have liked you, would have said I needed someone who doesn't put up with my bullshit." "She sounds smart." "She was." His thumb strokes my cheek. "And she would have said this is moving too fast." "Is it?" "Yes." "Do you care?" He considers this, then smiles, a real smile, not the careful one he usually wears. "No, not even a little." "Then stop talking and kiss me again." He does. We kiss in the kitchen until the cake is forgotten, until Lucia yells from somewhere upstairs that she's too old for this much tension, until my lips are swollen and his control is shredded and we're both trembling with want. "Come to bed with me," he whispers against my mouth. I should say no. Should remind him we've known each other less than a week. Should be reasonable and careful and smart. But I've spent my whole life being reasonable. "Okay," I breathe. His eyes go dark with need. "You're sure?" "I'm sure." He lifts me off the counter and I wrap my legs around his waist as he carries me upstairs. We don't make it to his room. We barely make it to mine. Clothes are shed between kisses, between whispered confessions that sound like promises neither of us should make. Later, much later, I lie in his arms, my head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat slow. "Salvatore?" "What did you lie about? You said you've lied to me about a dozen things." He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then, "There is no threat. No one knows about you. No one's using you as leverage." I sit up, pulling the sheet with me. "What?" I made it up. He won't meet my eyes. "The men who spray-painted Mrs. Chen's bakery, they weren't my employees. I had Elena Photoshop those logos onto the security footage. The building violations? I ordered them. All of it. I manufactured a crisis, so I'd have an excuse to bring you here." The words hit me like a physical blow. "You... what?" "I'm sorry." Now he does look at me, and there's genuine regret in his eyes. But I'm not. Because I saw you in that conference room, and I knew if I let you walk out, I'd never see you again. And I couldn't. I needed... You manipulated me. I'm off the bed, grabbing my clothes. You made me think I was in danger. You let me believe... I know. You don't get to do that. My hands are shaking as I yank on my jeans. You don't get to lie and manipulate and... I know. He's up now, pulling on his pants. "Harper, please. Don't." I hold up a hand. "Don't Harper me. Don't pickle me. Don't..." My voice breaks. "I trusted you. I know. You said you keep your promises. I do. And I promised to protect Mrs. Chen's bakery. The contract I sent you is real. She'll keep her building, get her renovations, and maintain operational control. I kept that promise." "But you lied about everything else?" "Yes." He doesn't try to justify it, doesn't make excuses. "I lied because I'm selfish, because I wanted you here, in my life, and I knew you'd never come willingly. So I created a reason. I'm not proud of it, Harper, but I'm also not sorry, because these 3 days with you have been..." He stops, runs a hand through his hair. "You made me a birthday cake. You wrote, 'Make a wish,' and my wish was you. How could I regret that?" "You should regret lying to me. I regret hurting you. I don't regret bringing you here." I want to scream, want to throw something, want to hate him, but underneath the anger is something worse, understanding, because I'm the one who gave him my address, who packed a bag, who stayed even when I could have left, who made him a birthday cake and kissed him in the kitchen and went to bed with him. I wanted an excuse to stay. He just gave me one. "I hate you," I whisper. "I know. You're an asshole. I know that too. I'm leaving." "Okay." He doesn't try to stop me. "But Harper?" Before you go, I need to tell you something else. What? The threat I made up? It's real now. I freeze. What? When I brought you here, it was a lie. But my enemies are smart. They noticed. They know you're here, in my home, under my protection. Which means they know you matter, so now the threat I invented to bring you here has manifested. You're actually in danger now, because of me. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so terrifying. So what do? You stay. His voice is rough. You stay here where I can protect you until I eliminate the threat. Or you leave, and I assign you a security team that will follow you everywhere for the next 6 months. Your choice. That's not a choice. No, he agrees. It's not. We stare at each other across the room. I'm furious, terrified, and still painfully aware that I'm half-dressed, and we were tangled together less than 10 minutes ago. Why did you tell me? I ask finally. About the lie. You could have just not said anything. Because you deserve the truth, even when it makes me look like the villain. You are the villain. I know. He takes a step toward me. But I'm your villain now, Piccola, whether you want me or not. I don't want you. Liar. Another step. You want me as much as I want you. You're just smart enough to know it's a bad idea. He's right in front of me now, and I'm backed against the wall. And we're exactly where we were in the kitchen, except now I know what his kiss tastes like, what his hands feel like on my skin, what my name sounds like when he's inside me. This won't work, I whisper. Probably not. You're a criminal. I'm a consultant. We're from completely different worlds. Yes. I should go back to the city, to my life, to... You should. His hand comes up, cups my jaw. But you won't, because you felt it too, Harper. In the kitchen, when I said my wish was you felt it. Felt what? That this isn't just attraction, it's not just chemistry or timing or convenience, it's... He stops, searching for words. It's inevitable, like we were always going to end up here, and all the lies and manipulation and danger were just the universe making sure we didn't miss each other. That's not how life works, isn't it? His thumb brushes my lower lip. Tell me you don't feel it. Tell me this is just physical, just temporary, just something that'll burn out when reality sets in. Tell me, and I'll let you go. I open my mouth to say exactly that, but the words won't come. Because he's right. I do feel it. I have felt it since he walked into that conference room and looked at me like I was a puzzle he needed to solve. I felt it when he protected Mrs. Chen, when he brought me here, when he whispered my name in the dark. I'm falling for a man I should hate, and I don't know how to stop. I can't trust you, I say instead. Then don't trust me. Trust this. He kisses me softly, and it's different from before. Not hungry or desperate, certain. Like he knows exactly how this ends and he's just waiting for me to catch up. Trust that I'll protect you, that I'll keep my promises, that I'm yours, Harper, whether you want me or not. I don't... You do. He rests his forehead against mine, and I'm not letting you go, so you can stay angry, you can hate me, you can make my life hell, but you're not leaving. Not until I know you're safe. And after? After? He pulls back to look at me. After you'll realize you don't want to leave, that this, us, is exactly where you're supposed to be. The confidence in his voice should irritate me. Instead, it's anchoring, like he's so sure of this that I don't have to be. You're insane, I whisper. Probably. He smiles. But you made me a birthday cake, Harper. You wrote, "Make a wish," and you stayed when you could have run. So maybe we're both a little insane. I want to argue, want to list all the reasons this is a terrible idea, want to be the reasonable, logical person I've always been. Instead, I kiss him, and this time, when we fall into bed, I'm not thinking about lies or danger or consequences. I'm just thinking, mine. 2 weeks later, I'm still here. Not because I have to be. Salvatore eliminated the threat 6 days ago with a brutality I'm choosing not to examine too closely. Not because I'm afraid to leave. Not even because Lucia's cooking is that good, though it definitely helps. I'm here because somewhere between the lies and the truth and the birthday cake, I fell. And I'm still falling. "Harper!" Lucia's voice echoes through the house. "Come help me with the bread." I head downstairs, and Salvatore is in the kitchen already, sleeves rolled up, hands covered in flour. He looks up when I enter, and his entire face transforms. "There's my girl," he says. And this time, I don't correct him. Because I am his girl. And he's my villain. And somehow, impossibly, that's exactly right. "Happy birthday," I say, even though it's not his birthday anymore. He crosses the kitchen, pulls me into his arms, kisses me until Lucia threatens to spray us with the sink hose. "Every day with you is my birthday," he murmurs against my lips. "That's the cheesiest thing you've ever said." "I know," he grins. "You love it." The terrible thing is, I do. 6 months later. Mrs. Chen's bakery has a line out the door. I'm standing across the street with Salvatore, watching the crowd, and I'm smiling so wide my face hurts. "You did good," I tell him. "We did good," he corrects, his hand finding mine. "She never would have agreed to the renovations if you hadn't convinced her to trust me." "She trusted you because you were little Sal who loved her grandmother's almond cookies." "Maybe." He pulls me closer. "Or maybe she trusted me because she saw what I see when I look at you." "And what's that?" "Home." He says it simply, like it's obvious. "You're my home, Harper. You have been since the moment you walked into my office ready to go to war for a stranger." My throat tightens. "You manipulated me." "I did." "You lied to me." "I did." "You made my life infinitely more complicated." "I did." He turns me to face him, and there's nothing but honesty in his eyes. "And I'd do it all again. Every lie, every manipulation, every terrible decision, I'd make them all again if it meant you were mine at the end." "I'm not a possession, Salvatore." "No," he agrees. "You're a partner, an equal. The person who makes me want to be better while accepting that I'm probably never going to be good." His thumb brushes my cheek. "You're the woman I'm going to marry, if you'll have me." The world stops. "What?" He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small velvet box. "I know it's fast. I know you're going to say we should wait. But I've never been good at waiting, and I'm not starting now, so—" He opens the box, and the ring inside catches the sunlight, scattering diamonds like promises. "Harper Quinn, will you marry a criminal who lies and manipulates and will probably make your life chaos?" "You're serious." "I'm always serious when it comes to you." I look at the ring. At him. At Mrs. Chen's bakery with its line of customers and its fresh paint and its grandmother's recipe for almond cookies preserved for another generation. I think about birthday cakes and kitchen kisses and falling in love with a man I should have run from. And I smile. "Ask me again," I say. "But this time, tell me your wish." His eyes go soft. "My wish is you, Harper. It's always been you. It'll always be you." "Then yes," I whisper. "Yes, I'll marry you." He kisses me there on the sidewalk, and somewhere behind us, Lucia is probably crying and customers are definitely watching, and the whole thing is a spectacle. But I don't care, because my villain got his wish, and I got mine.